One of the biggest issues facing our world today is the depletion of our freshwater reserves. In this short documentary, I'm going to explain the problem, connect it to my life as well as the lives of every living thing on this planet, and propose some solutions. To begin, I feel it is very important to demonstrate how the Earth's water is split up. There is 326 million trillion gallons of water on Earth, which is a lot, but 97% of that is in the oceans and has no household or industrial use due to its salinity content. Salt water is toxic to both animals and plants if ingested, and it simply does not make sense to desalinate ocean water since that process is not energy efficient at all. The remaining 3% of our Earth's water is considered fresh, and 70% of that number is in solid form such as ice caps and glaciers. This means we can only use 30% of the fresh water on Earth for household and industrial use, and boy are we using it. Most of the fresh water we use every day comes from the naturally formed underground aquifers, and it is pumped up through wells to our homes, factories, and farms. The issue here lies in the fact that we are pumping the water out of these aquifers at a much faster rate than it can be replenished. Obviously, the recharge rate of an aquifer relies on the permeability of the surrounding area, but that number is inconsequential compared to the rate at which we are removing the water. Low groundwater levels lead to droughts, which have big impacts on agriculture. Land sinkage can also occur, which causes disasters such as sinkholes and earthquakes to become much more common. Unless we start using our freshwater reserves more sustainably, the consequences I mentioned before, among others, will start to happen more frequently. I, alongside many others, rely heavily on the use of fresh water. Humans use it for many things. Some uses are clear, such as for drinking, bathing, and watering plants, but other uses are more hidden, such as industrial processes, electricity production, and manufacturing. But on a more realistic note, fresh water is essential to the survival of any living thing. Now I would like to raise a question. If fresh water is such a fundamental aspect of life, why do we exploit its benefits so harshly? That being said, here lies an issue to all living organisms on this planet. Everything will be negatively affected from the imminent outcomes of our greed if we do not come up with more sustainable methods of freshwater use. There are a variety of paths we can take to use our fresh water more sustainably. The main goal here is to find ways in which we can reduce our consumption of fresh water, as well as reuse and recycle the water we have already benefited from. Although global domestic use of fresh water only accounts for 8% of overall consumption, there are ways we can accomplish this on an individual level. We can become more mindful about the water we use every day and think, how much water do I really need to complete this task? Whether that be taking a shower, washing dishes, or watering your plants. Now looking on an industrial level, agriculture and electricity production account for 70% of global consumption, so this is the area that needs serious attention. Some ways we can accomplish this would be to invest in newer, more water-efficient technologies, or to use water only when completely necessary, and find drier methods of going about business. This will be a difficult problem to solve because profit and common good are not the same thing. In all reality, we need to figure out how to view fresh water as something that is vital for human and non-human life, now and in the future.